It's your boy Online Davo. Me back with another video. All right, look, we got a video about Riva TV, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Let me know. LeBron James goes off on toxic women and Ayesha Curry for disrespecting Steph Curry. Damn, man, let's see what this nigga talking about.
Listen, I sit in the locker room. You know, I'm in locker rooms and shit now. But you know, it's a lot of women out here that's now kind of flipped the script.
They ain't go for everything.
And you know, some homies out here that's trying to be good too, and just trying to figure it out. And now they looking in the mirror saying, "Damn, what did I do wrong?" Homies, it ain't you. Cause it's some cutthroat, ruthless ass out here, right?
Ooh, he ain't lying though. Hold on, LeBron dropping the. Well, let me find out. Bron got pimp game strong, man. Let me find out, cause he ain't lying. Sometimes it ain't your fault, bro. And you know what it is? Every time a nigga get out of a relationship, they always ask the nigga what you do wrong. The fuck? How you know? You know what I'm saying? But that come with it. That come with it, bro. So they gaslight you. They gaslight you and they're thinking you the problem. Sometimes you're not the problem, bro.
Now do.
Riva TV.
Oh, y'all just the intro. Damn.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. So most recently, NBA star, which I think even that title kind of would not do it justice, but LeBron James actually ended up making an appearance.
Hey, that's crazy. Hey, that's crazy because if you say anything other than, if you say NBA star and then you add on extra shit, it's gonna sound like you low-key glazing. I ain't gonna lie. You say shit like LeBron James, NBA star, billionaire, philanthropist. You like, all right, bro, chill out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, keep that NBA star. Keep your shit short and sweet. You know what I'm saying?
On his wife's podcast. And during the conversation, they talked about various different things. Her conversations are very much like based off of the flow that they get in from callers. And there was a lot of things that he touched on, but one moment in particular in which he basically had called a lot of these women out here in these streets out, okay? And it was under my own assumption and impression that maybe there was a little bit of conversation in regards to what's going on right now with the Steph and Ayesha conversation. We're going to go ahead and break it down. So I'm going to go ahead and insert clips and then give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinions on this entire conversation as we go through this together.
Hi, what's your name? Where are you from? And what's your crazy?
My name is Jess Douglas, and I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. And my crazy is anything.
You in a relationship?
Well, I dumped him.
You dumped? Why y'all broke up?
I don't know. It wasn't going anywhere. It was like 30 years of like
30 years.
Damn.
So as we can see, on the
30? You might as well rock it out, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If after 30 years, my nigga, you might as well just hang it up, gang. You feel me? Fuck it. If you ain't the one by 30 years, I'm just gonna be by myself, my nigga. Cause this is crazy. How did I? Cause I'm gonna do it before 30 years pop up. Shit, I'm gonna find out within the five mark if you're the person for me. You know what I'm saying?
Panel, it was Kai Cenat as well as Phantom and Taco there, and they were having like a guys edition of the podcast. And so they had the caller in, and the caller came in and basically said, what's your crazy? She said anything, and then talked about how she dumped a guy after being in a relationship with him for 30 years.
That's crazy.
So this then spawned a conversation during the podcast in which the one of the hosts actually asked a question to Kai Cenat, and that question was, do you know that the person or a girl that you're dating is the right one right away?
Boy question, guy question. How quickly do you know when it ain't going nowhere?
Like 30 days first.
Ooh. I'm gonna say mine's first, so don't think I'm copying them. I would say to know, I'd probably say at least a year. About a year. You know what I'm saying? All things even. Y'all got enough time to spend with each other. Y'all in the same city. Y'all got, y'all could go on dates and stuff. I say within a year. By then, I know people say honeymoon phase, but I feel like that's because niggas be overlooking shit. If you stay aware, you're not going to be honeymoon phase. This is going to be how your relationship is. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you pay attention to the signs. Because they're going to show you who they are. But motherfuckers just don't look.
First day.
Simple.
First day? In my
First day?
Yes. Nah. Like first day meet up. Like first date, you'll know.
First date.
First date.
Oh, first date.
That's true.
So this then sparked the conversation of,
first date.
that a lot of men know, and we've heard this a numerous amount of times, that men know from their first, one-on-one interaction with you if you are somebody that they can put into what category, right? If you
I see that. Okay, I get what they saying. They saying like, I'm gonna know from the first date whether you just someone I'm gonna just hit on the under, or if you're gonna be dating, or if we just gonna be friends or never talk again. I can see that, but I'm talking about once you determine that you would date them, that's when within like a year I'm gonna know. Okay, we're not gonna really last though. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I get what they saying. I see it.
are in the category of sleepways, if you are in the category of sneaking link, if you are in the category of wife, girlfriend, potential, like friend zone, they know based off of their observations, in a first date kind of setting, whatever, situation that might be, if you are a potential suitor, wife, mother of their kids from that first meeting.
But you feel like you can know you're going to be with somebody on the first date.
100%. Forever?
No.
Yeah, man. You're not going to be forever.
Okay.
You don't know forever, yeah.
So again, naturally, they all gave their response.
Oh yeah, see, I knew that. See, niggas, we think alike. I'm here with them. You know what I'm saying? Real niggas think alike, bro. Me and LeBron just alike. You know what I'm saying?
Responses as to, LeBron James and Kai Cenat being the two people who are actively in long-term relationships. All we know that LeBron is married and Kai Cenat is in a long-term relationship with his now girlfriend. And so, they were saying, it's just an innate thing that men are aware of. This then, sparked conversation with the host to ask, okay, well, how do people know when relationships should be over?
Yeah.
How do you know when it's over?
Ooh, that's a good one. Damn, you finna drop some game tonight. How do we know when a relationship is over? I think you'll know once you start, like, you don't get happy talking to them no more. You know what I'm saying? You have more bad times than good times. Or like the stuff that you used to love about them that was never harmful, you know what I'm saying? Then you don't like it no more. Like, you don't like his corny jokes and shit, or you don't like her little walk that she do, little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's when you know, damn, it's about that time you have a conversation.
When it's completely over?
The reason why I thought this was very interesting and I wanted to put a little tidbit right here is because as a mature married man, the response that LeBron James had to that question is very telling. Because he said when it's really over, as in, alluding to the fact that relationships go through ebbs and flows. There's going to be, parts in the relationship where you feel like you might have had enough, or it might have been too much, or whatever the case is. And so, he's differentiating between the terminology of somebody who is dating and not used to being in.
I think it depends though, right? I think it depends on what the ebbs and flows are. You know what I'm saying? Cheating on nigga ain't no ebb and flow. Bitch, you cheat on me, it ain't no we gonna go through ups and downs, bitch. We're down and you're out. You know what I'm saying? Now, say like financial difficulties, you know what I'm saying? Communication issues, communication not applying issues, stuff like that. That's ebbs and flows, you feel me? But like cheating or like crazy disrespect, like she slapped the fuck out of you or you slapped the fuck out of her or something, which I don't advocate for, that's like, we're done for.
Such a long-term commitment like a marriage, and also setting the tone of, the difference that you're going to go through things in marriages and you might feel like it's overwhelming or too much, or you might want it to be over, but knowing that that's not truly the end of the partnership.
I feel.
And don't y'all think it's odd how you could be really into somebody and then off them the next day?
That's crazy.
See, that is the scary part about love.
But off them like forever, or you just saying off them for that
Because
day?
you're going to have your ups and downs.
You're gonna have it. If you're in a relationship,
Again, this is something that people who are going to be married have to understand, because there has been this facade of this picture perfect imagery of marriage, and that is one of the grandest demises of marriages of all time, is the anticipation of what people believe it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to entail. And
Yeah, I think you gotta have a conversation with married people or see a marriage up close to really get the understanding of how difficult it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not married, you feel me? But I don't think I have like I'll get married, I'm gonna get married in the future, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think I have like a what was it? Rose tinted glasses or something like that, or like I see it as like a little fairy tale. I don't think I see getting married as like. I feel like I spoke to enough older people to be like, okay, I could kind of get what marriage gonna be like. It's gonna be different, but some shit still gonna be the same. Still gonna have hard times, still gonna have good times, still gonna have moments in which I really get into it. You know what I mean? And then okay, I'm like, all right, I understand.
Have two people who are coming together, forming a union. You have your own background, they have their own background, certain, things that you've learned and picked up and observed from other people around you and them. And so there's going to be times that you are going to bump heads and you might have, fluctuating feelings. Feelings are fleeting. But you have to make sure that you are aligned in purpose with somebody who understands that you guys are in this for the commitment and for the long haul of the relationship.
Like a lot of people, though.
Yeah, I think that's why you gotta, even with a relationship, you gotta understand why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? With anything, with most things that you wanna last, you gotta figure out the why. You know what I'm saying? And the why has to be more important than everything. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna hold it together when y'all at odds. LeBron, damn, I need to get, hold on, these Air Forces are kind of tough. I'm gonna need me a pair of those.
Get off people quickly. Like they be so into you and then they be like, okay, I'm done.
Well, they weren't into you. Then.
Yeah.
And you can't look at it. You can't think like when you look in the mirror like, damn, what did I do?
Oh, I never
It's them. No, I'm just saying anybody in general. Like, they be like, what did I do? Like, if they get off you that fast, then it was never meant to be in the first place. So
true.
I love that she, brought this question. I mean, this
I didn't know LeBron had a game like that. Okay. Damn, that nigga really unk.
Perspective to the conversation, because she's saying like, there's some people who they see who are into somebody at one moment and then they're quickly uninterested, and he's like, well, obviously they weren't really that into you,
right.
And also just to piggyback off of those two things, there's also people who are addicted to the representative. They're addicted to the fun, the butterflies, the thrill, the excitement of somebody new and not knowing. And then once it starts to plateau into a comfortable, peaceful space, they go back and they're chasing that beginning flare with somebody new, somebody fresh. Like you do have people who have those.
Yeah, she cooking too. Ain't gonna lie, she cooking. I think it could be described by a few different things. You know what I'm saying? They could be like, oh, they go for the excitement. The excitement could be associated with the quote unquote, what they say, bad boys and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then, but like you said, it's kind of hard to figure out that person, to figure out if you're with that person until a situation comes up and y'all are comfortable. So it's like, yeah, I get what she's saying though.
Those situations. And just as LeBron said, obviously, number one, they weren't that into you. And number two, that's a them thing. You can't always internalize it to yourself. Now, if you are a person who is having that same, position happen to you time and time again, I would say that would be a space that you need to
bless. Oh my God.
Self-reflect. Because although it could be a them problem, it could also be a you problem. What energy are you giving to them that a lot of people are treating you in that same exact fashion? Maybe it's something that you're doing.
you can get off some.
Yeah, true. If you getting played out by everybody, at some point you gotta get tired of getting played, and something gotta get changed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Ain't no way you that gullible.
Somebody for the day. You get off somebody for a couple of weeks. That's what relationships is all about. Y'all go through ups and downs, but like getting off you. And you so in deep with somebody, and then you like, the next day you wake up, you're like, oh, this shit's trash. That's crazy.
Again, he's talking about the reality from somebody who's married, right, for a very long period of time, somebody who has multiple children with his wife and all these things, and even in the space that he's in, he's bringing so much clarity, not only to the young man on the panel, but also to whoever is watching of like,
I ain't gonna lie, LeBron is giving out free game, though. That nigga really is giving out some free game. I niggas better listen up.
This is the truth of what it really entails. And this is a natural flow of marriage. Don't start panicking or think like this is normal.
Ladies, listen to the king. Did you hear he say, look in the mirror and say what, king? Tell the ladies, because they need to hear.
You gotta look in the mirror and say it's not me.
Yeah.
It's
the
not
ladies
me.
need to hear that.
Now,
hey, that's how you know. That's how you know that nigga LeBron finna retire, man. Once you see niggas start doing podcasts and shit, you know what I mean? They start, diversifying they presence on social media. That nigga finna retire, bro. Damn. At first, I ain't fuck her, bro, but he kind of grew on me over time.
And say what, king? Tell the ladies, because they need to hear.
You gotta look in the mirror and say it's not me.
Yeah.
It's
the
not
ladies
me.
need to hear that.
Now, this is so interesting because, he was making a generalized statement. right? And there's men talking and there's women talking. He made a generalized statement, and you know, she was saying something as a woman to him, and he was responding back to what she said about somebody being on you and off the next. She was talking about herself, really. And so she then internalized his answer and say, you know, that's obviously not you, that's a them problem. And now she generalized the conversation to women. And so she's like, okay, ladies, y'all heard what he said. It's not you. It's these men out here.
Ooh.
And, you know, when he decided to answer that, I think she was a little taken aback because she was used to the conversation of maybe the pandering to women or the fluffing women up and, you know, not, you know.
Okay, I can see that. I think LeBron did keep it straight up with her, though. He did keep it straight up with her. That's how you know LeBron a real nigga, bro. No glaze. That's how you know he a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be out here, we can't have another pandering black athlete, bro. All right? We need some more real niggas, man. We need some more vocal, real niggas. LeBron, I nominate you. All right?
Holding women to any kind of standard or any regard or holding women accountable, you know? And so she was kind of like going in that direction, and he definitely quickly shift gears.
By the way, the men too.
Yeah.
The men too, because it's some cutthroat, ruthless ass out here right now too.
Not for real. That ain't LeBron cuss? That ain't LeBron be cussing? Hold on.
The men too, because it's some cutthroat, ruthless ass out here right now too.
She said, hold on a second. Get me some pearls so I can clutch them. Okay? She so quickly clutched her pearls, not only because of him also targeting the conversation to men having to look them in themselves in the mirror and say that it's not them, but also for the terminology that he used in describing a lot of these women out here.
Listen, I sit in the locker room.
And you know, and he ain't lying though, because it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? People always think, oh, this be a main cause. Every relationship is different personalities. So you got to figure out, once you're comfortable with yourself and you know you're giving your all to a relationship, you could be good with, you know what I'm saying? Not like you be good if it fails, but like shit, if y'all break up over some dumb shit and you know you gave your best shot, you like, shit, charge to the game, bro. Charge to the game. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm in locker rooms and shit now, but you know, it's a lot of women out here that's now kind of flipped the script.
They go for everything.
And you know, some homies out here that's trying to be good too, and just, you know, trying to figure it out. And now they looking in the mirror saying, damn, what did I do wrong?
Right.
Okay. Homies, it ain't you.
I'm not gonna lie. He said he's been in locker rooms, and then there's some really good men out here, and all of a sudden these women are
talking about you, Steph. You a good man, Steph. All right.
flipping the script, and you have these really good men who are looking around saying, well, what did I do wrong? You can't tell me, okay? It would have to be LeBron to tell me, like, hey, I really was not talking about him. But it would have to be LeBron alone to look me in my face and tell me he is not talking about Steph and Ayesha Curry.
Hey, we been putting on thick. People be putting on thick, bruh. You say, this nigga gonna have to look me right in my eyes and tell me he ain't talking about that nigga. Low key, I feel like he might be. I feel like he might be talking about him, but also generally. You know what I'm saying? So he probably just thinking of Steph as an example. You know what I'm saying? And like, shit, Steph, even LeBron is like, hey, bro, ain't nothing you could do, my nigga. She don't fuck with you. Even LeBron's saying it, bro. The GOAT. You know what I mean? Because, yeah.
Sorry. I could be being a little bit presumptuous. I could be making, my own educated guess. He did not clarify and call names, but based off of the climate of conversations that is going on right now, currently today. I don't know when they filmed that, but even still, this rings the same tune of the Ayesha and the Steph Curry, where it seems like this man is a good guy, stable man, faithful man.
Even if LeBron wasn't specifically talking about Steph, we know the situation applies to Steph. And that situation is still fresh in everybody's mind. So people are going to associate it with Steph Curry, even if LeBron's truly not talking about Steph Curry. So, you know what I'm saying?
Family man, and it's still not enough.
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl, and that's it.
So you end up meeting your now wife when you guys were 14, 15 years old in a church group. You end up starting to date when you're in college. Why get married so young? Why waste time if you found the right one, right?
After we got married, we found out we were pregnant.
Damn, Steph. He ain't lying.
College. Why get married so young? Why waste time if you found the right one, right?
After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughter so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. I have goals for myself. Like this doesn't.
Yeah, I feel like Steph. How to say this? I feel like Steph. Well, like you said, he knew. You know what I'm saying? He knew from the jump. You feel me? He knew like, yo, this is the one I want to be with for the rest of my life. And he was like, look, I'm good with her. I don't have to go experience no. Like as long as I'm with her, I'm good. That's what I'm thinking. I'm obviously assuming because I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking. And I feel like, you know, Aisha was on like, she's like, shit, I want to be with him. I love him. But is this like where it's at? Like, is this how it's going to be? And that's two different reactions to being with someone for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So.
Doesn't feel right.
I also have to say that I think that in a lot of these conversations about Aisha and Steph Curry, a lot of people believe that, you know, it's only because of Aisha Curry and people are hating on her, or people just don't want to see her doing good, or because she's just
bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm just a nigga that see shit. I see shit that I could comment on. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna react to that. I'm gonna comment on that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't see me comment on it, that means I don't know nothing about it. I don't know anything about it. So niggas be hating, but it's good.
Woman who's telling the truth. And that's
There's gonna always be panderers. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna always be panderers. You feel me? Some niggas just don't like to keep it real. You feel me? And that's their prerogative. But I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? So if she acting a certain way, talking a certain way, that I personally wouldn't agree with, I'm gonna say that I personally wouldn't agree with someone doing that. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that.
Really what it is. I think the point of the matter is that, you know, men alone are witnessing situations that they can relate to. Doesn't matter how large or how different the scale is. They can relate to being in relationships with women and doing as much as you can and her being okay with it. And then all of a sudden she wakes up, she's not okay with it and still complaining over what exactly?
Yeah. Ain't gonna lie, you got about 2 to 3 complaints. You got 2 to 3 unjustifiable complaints, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? After that, you might be out of there. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? You want to be with someone who's grateful, who's appreciative. You know what I mean? If I do something nice for you, I'll plan a picnic for you. You gonna complain that I got you a turkey sandwich instead of a ham? Like, damn. Like, that's out.
Like, a lot of men can relate to that in dealings with women. So it's like, what do you want for real?
I now, too, have the same questions the late, great DMX once had about these.
Oh, shit.
What do they really want from...
All of the things that Aisha Curry, you know, kind of was complaining about in the podcast, she is actually leveraged in a position to be able...
They want... honestly, the thing is, right, each of them want different things. You know what I'm saying? Each of them want different things, so it's going to be hard for them to find someone who fits every box. And some people, they don't need every box fit. You know what I'm saying? But some people do. You know what I mean? Some people do need every box fit. They need the perfect man with the perfect house, with the perfect kids, you know what I'm saying, with the perfect career. And it's like, if one thing's off, everything else suffers. You know what I'm saying? So some people are like that. You know what I mean? And they take it out on a partner, on they colleagues, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think it really just depends, though. You know what I mean? I think it depends what they value. You know what I'm saying? What do they really want? I don't think it's a universal thing, but I also do think there's some characteristics that all of, or if not most, women like in a man. You know what I'm saying? Or want in a man.
To do all that she wants to do and then some. And more than that. She has nannies available. She has resources available. She has, I think, like, some Michelin star restaurants. She has cookbooks. She has the ability to do way more than what she's doing. The only thing that it could be is that her name is not as big as his. That's the only thing it could be.
Is it, though? Is it? Let me think of the other side of the coin. What could she be missing that's besides being as famous as Steph Curry? Yeah, I mean, shit. She don't got the career she wanted? Like, she feel like that's stunning her? Yeah, I can't think of nothing. I ain't gonna lie. Comment down below what you think.
I don't see how it could be anything other than that.
I feel like people do need to hear that, because I feel like a lot of times the fear of being alone or growing feels so foreign, especially for men of color, that they just shy away from it and do what's easy. But what's easy typically is toxic.
So I definitely agree with what she's saying, right? I definitely understand the angle in which she's coming from. But I think there's a caveat to that conversation where, you know, men don't just stay because it's easy. Men often don't get support if they decide to leave. Okay? A woman can be the problem in the relationship, and she
ain't lying though. Damn, Reva, I know you cooking like this. She ain't lying. Think of it though. Like I said earlier, when the dude lead a relationship, it's always, what did you do? Sometimes the nigga ain't do nothing. Sometimes he was the one putting up everything. Sometimes he was the one cleaning up after her. Sometimes he was the one doing every duty at home while going to work 40, 50 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he not the problem. But people don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from a whole different thing of people not holding certain people accountable, you know what I'm saying, for their actions. And then it trickles down to hella shit.
leaves a relationship and people will blame the man. A woman can be a victim in the relationship and they're still going to blame the man. So women have a lot of support, resources, people who are going to take her side.
Right.
If she decides to initiate the divorce.
Shit, even more than shit. Government too. The government be on their side too, if you want to keep it real. And I'm not saying it as a us versus them or men versus women. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're mostly favored when it comes to family court. You know what I'm saying? That's for a lot of reasons, but they just are. You know what I'm saying?
And leave the relationship. If she cheats, whatever it is, women get a lot of that support. Men don't have that same situation. Men are more community based, right? And so everybody's gonna kind of like, man, you took this responsibility, man, you're not supposed to leave your responsibilities out there. Like, men are held to a different standard, and it does lead them in that toxic, kind of cycle. Sometimes,
yeah, it definitely is different standard.
Way longer than they should necessarily be there. So true. I understand what she's saying, but also it's not just a space that men are in, sometimes because they necessarily want to be in there. It's that they don't have an out, that they've seen that men have created that out and been successful at that. It's not
shit. Damn, that's a good point. And also I think it's one of those, you gotta figure out how important it is to you. You know what I'm saying? How important is your peace of mind? You know, that's what it really comes down to. Because if it becomes a point where you gotta choose between, if I stay in a relationship with this person, I'm not going to be as happy as I think I'll be single, and you still choose to be in a relationship, you chose a relationship over your peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Because how can you with someone who you don't even really want to be with, or who isn't bringing you anything but some happiness, a little bit of comfort, familiarity, history, but how much is that worth to you? That's what it comes down to. How much is this relationship worth?
Always gone left. It's a rare cause where men can leave situations and, have the strength alone to move through or push through without everybody else's support. And that's a very factual and actual truth.
I know I don't want to be alone. That's for damn sure. If I got to fight, claw, scratch, fight, whatever to keep mine, I got to keep it. I got to do what I got to do. I don't want to be alone. I'm an only child, single parent household. I knew for sure.
I love what LeBron said here, and you know why? Because this is something I tell women all the time, is that when you are in the vetting process, you need to get with somebody who wants what you want. Right. And not trying to force people to want what you want, but by their actions, by the things that they're telling you, by the conversation that they're having, you need to align yourself. A lot of times people on a whole get into relationships and try to morph people into being something that they genuinely...
She cooking, bro. This I always say, bro. If you wouldn't be with that person, say you meet someone. If you wouldn't stay with that person, if they never changed, then you feel me, you might be in for a bad thing. Because if you're going to be with someone and your goal is to change them to fit a certain person, you should have been with them in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You're wasting your time. Because you ain't going to be happy with them, because it's not going to be them true selves. And they're not going to be happy with you because they're not going to be their true selves. You know what I'm saying? But there's also some people who really don't care. Like, as long as you fit how I want you to fit, I'm happy. But not a lot of people are like that. They start resenting that. You know what I'm saying? Because especially as a man, you're not standing up for yourself. You're not standing on principles. You're not going, you feel me? You're going to change your whole character because of me? How's he going to respect you? Don't respect yourself.
Do not want to be. That's why I think it's so important to be observant, to take note of what they're saying, to, get to know them for real. And if you know that person and if you love that person for who they are and you want to be in that, have that person be in your life for the long haul, great. But don't try to get into their situation with somebody and their core values don't align with yours and try to make them be somebody else. But
come on, man. Come on, what I be saying? What I say? I can really give y'all game. I really give y'all game, man.
Again, I love that he not only called out that situation, I love that he also, called out women. Okay? Again, we're going to have to replay what it is that he said.
Because it's some cutthroat, ruthless ass out here right now, too.
And again, I love that he said that.
I didn't even think about that. He said cutthroat. Okay, I thought he said cutthroat men, but yeah, bro. Bro, they done evolved, all right? They not going for everything no more. My nigga, you better come with your shit. You feel me? Because shit get real, bro. They not going for none of that, you know what I'm saying? You're not treating them right. Some of them is. But shit, just like how you would cheat, she'll cheat too. Oh, you think she ain't, you thought she didn't get a get back. So she took you back within a month and she's not mentioning what you did? Like she ain't mentioning that you cheated at all? Oh yeah, she got her get back. She got her get back for sure. But if you go back, you gotta understand that she did. You gotta just charge it to the game. Because if you can't charge it to the game, don't go back to her. Simple, bro. That's free game right there.
I love that he said that because a lot of times there's so many conversations from men who are married that are, leading to the lines of women of, they're so this and they're so perfect and women can do no wrong and we should be bowed down and kissing their feet. I love that he did not lead into that or placate into that kind of conversation because people always talk.
That's how some niggas be raised, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how some niggas really be raised. I wasn't raised like that. I was raised that with equal, you know what I'm saying? Like, equal and all that shit. You feel me? Show respect to each other. I'm gonna be a man, you be a woman, we gonna do what we gonna do. You know what I mean? But I'm not finna put you on a pedestal hella high to where I gotta look up at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's out. You know what I'm saying? I don't look up to nobody.
Talk about, the beauty of their marriage and seeing the way that, Savannah moves with such grace and poise and, she knows her space and she owns her space. And people look at her and admire her in a certain way. Look at the way that her husband thinks. And so then hearing that, a lot of the conversations that you hear.
See, LeBron, you know what I'm saying? This how this nigga got a strong, you feel me? Strong backbone. You know what I'm saying? This the only time a nigga say this type of shit is when he got a strong backbone and he really stand on 10 toes. You feel me? If he was some parenting ass nigga, he would not even mention the women part. He would have said niggas. He would have just said the dudes. You know what I'm saying? So this how I know, you know what I'm saying, LeBron a real nigga, I ain't gonna lie.
Out here from these men who are red-pilled or, holding women accountable or whatever, all of a sudden these conversations don't seem so crazy.
Right.
Because here he is, this man that you look at their marriage in a certain way and you look at her a certain way and you see that he has an understanding of self-respect for himself. Men deserve respect and women deserve respect.
Exactly, bro. And that's the thing, right? People try to negotiate respect. You know what I'm saying? They try to conversate with her. They try to do a little shit to make her, bro, if she don't respect you off the rip, you ain't gonna gain respect from her. Like, what? Like, come on, bro. She gotta respect you off the jump. You feel me? On the base level. If she don't respect you on the base level and she start dating you, she gonna disrespect you the whole time, bro. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta nip that in the bud. Because there's gonna be opportunities, there gonna be situations in which your respect will be tested, whether consciously or subconsciously, but you're gonna have to be aware to be like, hey, look, chill out, I ain't with that. Or don't call me that. Don't yell at me. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just stand up for yourself, bro. They like that shit.
It's not women deserve respect, and then, happy wife, happy life. It's not that same conversation. I love that he.
Damn. Quality Video River TV. Hey, LeBron just gave y'all niggas free game. I gave y'all niggas free game. If y'all want more videos like this where we break down a little relationship shit, let me know. Steph Curry, bro. GG's.